I am Mayuri, head interior designer at Spaces of Hue. And at Spaces of Hue, we design homes, we do turnkey projects, we do projects that involve a makeover, and we do also budget makeovers. But today I'm here with you on the Style With Me series to help you style your spaces, make your spaces look good with some quick hacks, tips and tricks. Hey guys, happy holidays, and the festivities have already begun. Today I'm back with a video for you which is specially focused on our festival series or the festive season, and that is doing a traditional Indian festive decor but in a very unique and non-traditional way. The first DIY which we are going to do today is going to be a centerpiece which we are going to make using the traditional yellow genda phool or the marigold, yellow marigold, and of course we might use some other flowers like a white chrysanthemum and roses, cut roses. So we'll see how it goes along. I mean, of course I'm going to make it and show it to you, and yeah, we'll kind of turn it into something beautiful for you to use this. This DIY you need about 20 to 25 depending upon the size. You could even be using 10 or 15 such yellow marigolds. You could use a couple of white chrysanthemums and some cut roses. You need a nice traditional vase. You can go for a transparent one as well, but I would still recommend something in metal because we're going for a bit of traditional and non-traditional decor here. You can use a flower fixer like this, a styrofoam, where you could fix the flowers well. And of course you need toothpicks, very important. So if you're doing a very tall jar, very tall vase, and you don't have a styrofoam, or you're doing a vase which has a narrow mouth, don't use a styrofoam. Just use bigger skewers. Don't use small ones like those big skewers you get, wooden skewers, use those. We need the styrofoam to go into the vase. It's a bit above the edge. You can either cut it off. I'm not cutting it off because I'm going to kind of make a topiary out of this genda phool over here. So the first thing to do is take a toothpick and put it over here under the flower. Stick it in like this and stick it in the styrofoam like this. Keep it tall because we're going to try and bowl it over here. So again the same thing. I'm going to take this over here like this, prick it here, and then again stuff it here. So now this is ready to be used as a centerpiece. We'll style it and show it to you just in a bit. So you can place it in the center of the table like this. Place some nice tea light holders on the side, followed by a quick simple diya holder. You can also keep some sweets. If you like, you can also put this in a plate dressed on the sides with some mithais, some sweets, some dry fruits, etc. But for now I think this is good. Keep it on a dinner table or your coffee table. It's a wonderful centerpiece to have, so traditional yet so modern.
Another way to style the centerpiece is to lay it beautifully on a mirrored tray and style it with some flowers, diyas and dry fruits in a beautiful jar.
After completing the beautiful centerpiece, we now have next is the beautiful and my most favorite DIY that you can do. Very non-traditional yet very traditional beautiful piece that you can either hang it on your wall or use it even on the floor if you'd like, is the marigold and mixed flower wreath that I'm going to make it for you. So here of course this is a ready to use wreath setup that I have, which is, it's got the MDF cutout and it has a floral foam attached to it. It's by a company called as Oasis. I'll link it up below for you to purchase it if you need to. But if you don't have this, then you can easily do this by just attaching floral foam to any kind of a metal ring or any kind of hoop that you may find in the market. So even embroidery hoops can be used for this, but you will have to attach the floral foam to it with a glue, the red, like quick stick glue gun or something. You will have to just attach it to the hoop. So once it is attached, you can use it to then start attaching the flowers. So you need this. You of course need your scissors to snip off any of these leaves or any other things that you'd like to cut, shorten the length of your flowers. Of course, I'm using a mix of cut flowers over here, cut roses, marigolds, some chrysanthemums. I'm also going to try and use and see if I can use a pretty lotus that I have with me over here. You of course need to open them so that they can, shine through with all their beauty. So I've kind of already opened this one. We may use the other one, so we'll see how it goes once we're trying to put it together. And of course you need toothpicks for the marigolds. The rest of them of course have a stem, so that should be easy to put. So let's start. This is of course already sectioned, but you can actually decide how many flowers you have of which flower you have the most number of flowers. You can use that first and then slowly engage, or you can even do a mixed one. We'll make a pattern over here. So I'm taking a marigold over here, and I'm going to attach this toothpick behind the marigold, and I'm going to probably try and put a little bit more over inside, and then I'm just going to stick it here like this. Okay, and then similarly again I'm going to do the same thing. I already have one which is stuck over here, so I'm going to attach this over here like this, and basically cover the ground so that your wreath is covered from all sides. So start inserting some roses in between just to add more color to it, and then again start putting some marigolds to complete the look. So I'm trying to create a swirl kind of look of the roses. So for example, we've got a bit of like a small string coming through like this of the roses. Here again I'm going to try and do the same thing over here and create a string of roses. If you'd like, you can spray the flower sponge with some water so that these last a bit longer. I am not doing that because I'm going to reuse these flowers to show you the next setup as well. Cover any open grounds first so that you know how many flowers you have. So if I don't have flowers to cover the ground somewhere, then I'm going to look for other flowers that maybe I can use elsewhere. But yeah, you can repeat and make them a bit more broader if you like I'm doing over here. So I'm making the thickness of this a bit more broader. So just to add a bit of quirk over here, I'm going to attach one beautiful white big rose, cover it up on the sides with some nice red roses, and just cover some ground wherever it is open. But because I particularly find the leaves of the roses very, very beautiful and artistic, so I'm also going to attach some leaves in here. Cut the lotus stem below, and we've attached a bit of a small toothpick here. Just gently put this in here. So now it's complete. If you would like to add something more to it, you could add a string of some beautiful ribbons. For the Diwali decor, where could you where could you use it? So one is you can use it on the wall as a wall piece, and especially in your dinner table area, you can actually use it as a wall piece at the back. You can actually use it on your door as well as a welcoming piece, so sort of to welcome in the festivities, and also what you could do is you can place it on the floor with a small pot in between, or an uruli with water and some candles. It just brightens up the whole space. So we've completed successfully 2 great DIYs that can absolutely be used by you in this festive season to welcome your guests or to just bring in that sparkle in your life. Last DIY that I had is for people who are either doing the decor last minute or just want to amp up a small corner or their dinner table which does not have a lot of space with all the sweets and yummy food for the festival. So we're going to do a really quick one and you don't really need literally anything for it except for a few flowers and tea lights. So grab a bowl, a pasta bowl if you have, or a ceramic bowl, or if you have a uruli or even a parat, a deep dish, metal dish also will also do and will work perfectly fine. So you take that, you add a lot of water to it and just test first whether your candles are able to float in it. If they are able to float in it, then that's it. That's all that you need to do. So we're going to try and create a bit of a pattern here. Let's try and see what pattern can we create here and how long can it stay. So I'm going to put some Rajnigandhas over here in the water like this. And between these beautiful Rajnigandhas, I'm going to add some beautiful purple flowers. Try and keep some flowers in the center so that they avoid the Rajnigandha flowers to stick with each other. So what you'll start noticing is that there are some small pockets that are getting created in the center, right? And that's where we will try and see how many of these tea lights can we fit in. 1, 2, maybe 3. If you're adding more flowers, you will of course be able to fit in less, but if you're adding more tea lights, then you can. So I'm going to put one over here. I'm going to put one more here. I guess I will be able to fit in one more. Notice I'm not leaving a lot of space for the flower so that it kind of looks very grouped. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to light it up. That's it. It's all done. If you would like to add a hint of color around it, you could just put some flowers, some flower petals like rose petals. If you can, if you have more flowers on you, then you can even stuff them on the side. That's it. That's all that you need to do for this particular one. Now this is a perfect mix of the last 2 DIYs that we had done, using it to make a floral floor rangoli with floating lights, flowers in the water. It's a great way to welcome your guests in and to beautify your entrance. So I hope you like these DIYs and I hope you will make them and share your experience, how fun it was in the comments below. If you liked what you saw and you enjoyed the DIYs that we made for you, please do share your appreciation and your comments and feedback. And and let us know if there is anything else that you would like us to make for this festive season. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching our 3 DIYs. We will follow it up with the next video, which is going to be something very, very interesting. So stay tuned. Like, share and subscribe.